Good morning, everyone. This is Mr. Rowe. We're looking at Algebra 1. This is part A. We're looking at the unit on representing relationships, and we're going to talk about dimensional analysis. So this is where you're having to take something and convert it into something else using units and unit conversions. So I'm just going to do a couple of quick examples to kind of show you, after you look at the lesson, this is what you have to do. So here is a conversion. We're going to convert 60 miles per hour into feet per second. Now, for most of these problems, you will be given the unit conversions. Now, sometimes you won't, so those are some things you're going to have to look up and use appropriately. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the conversions here that we're going to need to use. So except for time, that's one I'm hoping you kind of already know. So if I look right here, the first thing it says convert 60 miles per hour into feet per second. So I need to know the conversion to go from miles to feet. So that's the first one I'm going to give. So 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. Now that's one that you probably should know, but typically you're given that one. So now what other conversions are we doing here? We need to know to go from hours into seconds. Those are something you should know. So there's two conversions that we're going to have to use there. One is that 1 hour is 60 minutes. And another one is that 1 minute is 60 seconds. So those are the conversions that we're going to use. Now, how do we apply the conversion so that we can convert from miles per hour to feet per second? We're going to use what's called a dimensional analysis. And we're going to use fractions to kind of help us put things in the right places so we can cancel out what we don't want, leaving only what we need. So we're going to start off, we always start off by writing the first thing that we're given, which is 60 miles per hour, as a fraction. So what that means is that for every 60 miles you drive, you do that in 1 hour. That's what that means. So that's how we write it, because it's a unit rate. So now we start our conversion. So our first conversion, it doesn't matter which one you do first. I always start off with the numerator. I convert it first. That's just me. You can start with the denominator if you choose. So what I do is I look at my conversion and I say, how do I make miles cancel out? Well, miles is a numerator in the given fraction, in the given statement. So when I do my conversion, and it's a fraction right here, it has to be in the opposite location. So it's a numerator here. So over here, it has to be a denominator. So that means I'm going to come to my conversion. 1 mile will go as a denominator. The other part of the conversion has to go as the numerator. So we got 5,280 feet. And that's 1 mile. And we look right there. The miles are now going to cancel out, leaving us only the feet, which is what we want. We only want feet as our final answer. And so now we need to convert hours into seconds. This can be a two-step or a one-step process depending on how good you are at this. We're going to make it a two-step process for this first conversion here. So I need to convert hours into something. I need to convert it to seconds, but before I can convert it into seconds, I need to convert it into minutes. So I know this conversion right here, 1 hour is 60 minutes. So again, where do hours have to go in my conversion? Hours is a denominator right here. So it has to go in the opposite location in the conversion. So 1 hour goes there, 60 minutes goes there. And again, that cancels the hours out, leaving us with minutes. Well, minutes is still not the correct unit. So now we have to make another conversion. We got one final conversion. We got to convert minutes into seconds. So again, minutes is a denominator. So that means in the conversion, it has to be a numerator. So we go to our conversion. It says 1 minute. So 1 minute goes right there. The other half of the conversion, the 60 seconds, has to go right there. And when we do that, the minutes will cancel, leaving us only seconds. So that's one of our units, and then feet is the other one. So now it becomes a multiplication problem. We multiply left to right. And then we get a fraction that we then divide to get our final answer. So we'll pull out our graphing calculator or any calculator that you have. You don't need a graphing one for this, but that's what I've got. So I've got my calculator. I want to multiply 60 times 5,280 right there. I got to cut it on first. And that gives me 3,116, or 316,800. And then in the denominator, I've got 1 times 1 times 60 times 60. So basically 60 times 60. So that gives me 3,600. I've got my units left. I've got feet per second. And so now I'm just going to do my final division right there. I'm going to take my calculator. I'm going to do 316,800 divided by 3,600. And that's going to give me 88 feet per second. Now that's a long explanation, but it's really quick once you do it. And the explanation takes a little bit longer than the actual process. So there is how you convert rates. But you got to know both conversion methods while you do it, or all the conversions. All right, and then finally, one other thing you're going to see in the lesson is how to convert money. So there's two things. We're going to convert dollars into euros, and then we're going to convert a euro into a dollar. So in order to know that, again, you got to know the conversion. The conversion will likely be given to you for this because these conversions do change. So they usually just stick with one and don't change it for a while until the problem changes. So let's look at what we got to do here. Start off with the same steps. We're converting dollars into euros. So we're going to take this and make it into a fraction. So it's $300. And then we need a denominator. There's no other number there. So we're just going to put a 1. And then we're going to do our conversion. Same thing that we did in the last problem. We're going to put units opposite so that they cancel that we don't want, leaving us only the unit we want. So we want euros. So we got to cancel the dollars. So the dollar in our conversion has to go in the denominator. So that's $1 right there, canceling the dollars. And then the euro is 0.86 or 86 hundredths of a euro. The dollars are going to cancel, leaving us the euro. So now this one's a simple problem because now all I have to do is get my calculator out and do 300 times 0.86. So that's what I'm going to do. 300 times 0.86. And that gives me 258 euros. Okay, and sometimes you're going to be asked to go the opposite direction. So to convert this back into a dollar, same process. So this time we're going to use $600 and we're going to convert it into euros, or excuse me, we got 600 euros. We're going to convert it into dollars. We're going to do the same process. We're going to start off with our fraction, which is 600 euros. We don't have a denominator, so we make it 1. Now we use our conversion. Let me get this calculator out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. Our conversion is that we have $1 for 86 hundredths of a euro. So this time the euro has to go on the bottom so that it cancels out. $1 US on top. The euros do cancel, leaving us only dollars, which is what we want. And so now this time I've got 600 divided by 0.86. Now, in this case, the number will get bigger because you're dividing by a decimal. Don't worry about that. That's just how it works out. So don't think you did something wrong when you get more than you started with. That's fine. So let's pull the calculator back out one more time. And this time we're doing 600 divided by 0.86. And we're going to round because we're talking money to the nearest hundredths. So we got $697, not dollars, 697 and 6,700 euros. I don't know how the units work in Europe. So that's what we're going to say. So we got 697.67. And that is a euro. That's just the unit right there. So I hope this helps you with the dimensional analysis part of your Algebra 1A curriculum. If you still struggle with this as you're working, please let me know through the Genius messaging system. You can send me a text. Just please let me know, and let's set up an appointment for a help session.